Google just took Antigravity, put it on a stage at I/O, and gave it one job: build an entire computer system from scratch. Not a small app, a full system. And it did it. But here's the part that actually got my attention. It didn't do the work alone. It split itself into dozens of separate AI workers, all running at the same time on different pieces of the job, side by side. One AI looked at a giant task, broke it into small chunks, handed each chunk to its own little helper, then sat back like a manager and watched them all work at once. That's Google Antigravity 2.0, and by the end of this video, you'll see why it's not really a coding tool anymore. Antigravity 2.0 launched at Google I/O on May 19th, 2026. And I want to clear something up right away because I know what some of you are thinking. I'm not a coder, why would I care about a coding tool? Stick with me, because Antigravity 2.0 is barely a coding tool anymore. Google rebuilt it from the ground up into something much bigger. It's now a place where you hand jobs to a team of AI workers, and they go do them in the background, while you're on a call, while you're out, even while you're asleep. I'm going to show you the 5 big new things it can do, and for each one, I'll give you a simple example of how a normal person or business owner would actually use it. No heavy tech talk, I promise. Let's start with the first one, because it's the reason it could build that whole system so fast. It's called Subagents. Fancy word, simple idea. Before this, one single AI tried to do your whole task by itself. That worked fine for small stuff, but the second the job got big, the AI would start forgetting things. It only has so much room in its head, kind of like a desk that gets too cluttered to find anything on. So, on big jobs, it would slow down and start making careless mistakes. Antigravity 2.0 fixes this in a clever way. Now, the main AI acts like a manager. You give it a big goal. It looks at that goal and splits it into smaller jobs. Then it spins up a fresh little helper AI for each job. Each one gets its own clean desk and only has to think about its single piece. They all work at the same time, in parallel, then hand their finished work back to the manager. Here's how that's useful for someone who isn't a coder. Say you want to onboard new customers in a way that actually makes them stick around. You give Antigravity one goal: get a new customer fully set up, and it splits that into pieces on its own. One helper writes the welcome email, one builds the getting started checklist, one drafts the first message you'd send them, all at the same time, all done in a few minutes. Now think about how long that takes you by hand. A whole afternoon, maybe more. That's the difference between being stuck in busy work and actually growing the thing. And that leads straight into the second feature, because it answers the next question you probably have. Okay, but do I have to sit there and wait while it works? Nope, that's the second thing. They call it asynchronous tasks. Forget the word. It just means the AI works in the background while you go do something else entirely. You're not stuck staring at a spinning wheel waiting for it to finish. You could kick off that whole customer setup, close your laptop, and go run a meeting. While you're busy, the AI is back there building your emails and your checklist. You come back and it's sitting there finished, waiting for you to look it over. You stop trading your time for the work. The work just happens on its own time. I want you to feel how big that shift is. Most tools make you babysit them. This one doesn't. It just goes. The third feature is the one that honestly changed how I think about all of this. It's called scheduled tasks. This is where Antigravity stops feeling like an app and starts feeling like a worker you hired. You can now give the AI a job and tell it exactly when to do it. Every morning, every Monday, the first of every month. You set the time and it just shows up and does the work without you asking. Like an alarm clock, except instead of beeping, it does real work for you. Here's a real way you'd use it. Imagine every morning at 6 a.m. before you even wake up, the AI pulls together your most important emails, your calendar, and your to-do list, and turns it into a clean morning brief. You roll out of bed, grab your coffee, and it's already sitting there waiting. You didn't lift a finger. Or set it weekly. Every Sunday night, the AI puts together your content plan or your week's priorities, so you wake up Monday with everything mapped out. This is the part people sleep on. Most of running anything isn't the big, exciting stuff. It's the boring, repetitive tasks you have to do over and over. The follow-ups, the check-ins, the little reports. Scheduled tasks let you hand all of that off, so you can spend your real hours on the things only you can actually do. The fourth feature sounds the most technical, but I'll make it dead simple. It's called hooks. Ignore the name. A hook is just a rule you set up so the AI does something automatically when a certain thing happens. When this happens, do that. That's the whole idea. Think of it like a rule you'd give a new assistant on their first day. Hey, every time you finish a draft, save a backup copy and send me a quick note. You set that rule once, and now the AI follows it every single time, forever, without you ever reminding it. So you might set a rule like, anytime the AI finishes writing something, it automatically saves a copy in your folder and drops you a one-line heads up that it's ready. You never have to chase it. You never have to wonder if it's saved. The rule just runs. And the more rules you set, the less you have to manage it. It starts running itself. The fifth one is the most fun, and it's simple. Voice. You can now just talk to it. And here's the small but real upgrade. As you speak, it types out your words live, right in front of you. So you can see it's understanding you correctly while you talk, instead of mumbling into a void and hoping it got it. How would you use it? Picture this. You're out walking and an idea hits you. You just say out loud, "Write me 5 short posts about what I covered today." By the time you're back home, the posts are done. You didn't sit at a desk, you didn't type a thing, you talked and it built. Let me keep it real for a second though. This won't run your entire life perfectly out of the box. It can run autonomously for hours, but Google's own product lead confirmed it will sometimes pause and ask for your input when it hits a decision or a permission issue that needs human judgment, which is actually a good thing, not a bug. And the demos are always the polished best case. Your first few attempts will have some trial and error as you learn how to write good goals and good rules. But the direction is unmistakable. Here's the question I'd be asking myself if I were you. Who's going to win over the next year? It's not going to be the person who works the hardest. It's going to be the person who learns to set this stuff up first. Because once you've got AI workers running your follow-ups, your content, your morning reports, all on a schedule, all on their own rules, you freed up hours every single day to point at the things that actually move the needle. You can't learn every new tool that drops. You don't have to. You just have to understand the one big shift Antigravity 2.0 makes so clear. We're done being the worker. We're becoming the manager. So that's Google Antigravity 2.0. Subagents, background tasks, scheduled jobs, hooks, and voice, all built on Gemini 3.5 Flash, and all pointing at a future where you manage AI workers instead of doing the work yourself. It's free to try, and now is genuinely the time to start learning it. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one.